Welcome to Subramani. I'm going to talk about some of the learnings about investing. And the first has to be what Nassim Taleb says, we underplay the role of luck. I have the advantage of looking at very many portfolios. People come to me and saying, look at my portfolio, what changes do I need to make, and things like that. And I find that people who are non-investors, right, somebody who has inherited a portfolio which has done well, or not done well, whatever, they don't even know whether they have done well or not done well. Suddenly I find that they have tons of money, right? So let's say a woman who has never, who can't download a bank statement, who can just tell you the OTP across, and who cannot calculate capital gains tax, can't download capital gains, so does not even pretend to be an investor, does not pretend to be tech savvy. But then just by inaction over 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, 20 years, whatever, even her husband is a mining engineer somewhere, but or he's been in the army or navy or something like that, and they have bought some shares, and just by the tenacity of holding on and not needing the money and being able to live off their salary or the pension, suddenly they have 10-11 crores. Now not everybody has 10-11 crores working hard and earning a good salary and saving, investing, etc., thinking whether they should put in a passive fund, active fund, right? Lot of brain power. They will end up having 4-5 crores. So it's not as though it requires tremendous amount of effort. Yes, it requires luck and the fact that you did not have to interrupt the compounding. That is what created the wealth. However, this is one field where anybody can come into it. There is no entry barrier, so anybody can come. You cannot start your practice as a chartered accountant or as a doctor without going through some training, some education, some certification. But to become a trader, you need nothing. So people who belong to some communities can't even complete their education, right? So they 12th pass or something like that, and then they join with their father in some chemical business or steel business or something. Then that doesn't work out, and then they come into trading because it looks too attractive and too simple, too naive. All you have to do is go sit at your broker's office and start trading, and after that, if you're doing well, you can just do the whole thing from home, right? You don't need a terminal, or you think you won't need a terminal, walk to your broker's office. Or if you think the terminal can be replicated at home, you don't even need that. So then you realize then you start believing, then you do well in a bull run and you start believing it is skill. Right? Confusing the difference between luck and skill is very, very easy only in equity trading. It cannot happen in chartered accountancy, it cannot happen in medicine, it cannot happen in, say, music direction, singing, acting. Nowhere can it happen that it is just luck. You need some talent, some discipline, going even as an actor, going there regularly every day, maybe at 6 a.m. you get up, and that kind of a discipline. Here nothing is required. 9 o'clock you show up at your broker's office and you suddenly start making money, and you suddenly believe that, oh, it's my skill, right? So confusing between skill and luck is very easy, and therefore we underestimate the role of luck. We start believing it is our great talent which led us to that money. But believe me, when I look at these portfolios where somebody is sitting on 2000 Titan and somebody is sitting on 4000 shares of HDFC Bank, which got converted from HDFC Limited to HDFC Bank, etc., etc., then you realize that, look, it was not luck, it was just it was luck, it was the skill of sitting, and the luck that they did not require to interrupt the compounding, right? Oh, some daughter is unwell, she's admitted in hospital, and there's a 10 lakh rupee bill. What to do? Okay, let me sell off my HDFC shares. Such things should not happen. So right, so most important thing is don't touch balls outside the off stump, otherwise paisa to banta hi hai. You will make money as long as you don't touch balls outside the off stump. So that is lesson number one, and I think that is a very sobering lesson when you think, oh, you've created enough lot of wealth and you do all that, and you realize, no, but somebody else who did nothing has also created similar amount of wealth. So that is one learning. Another thing is the marshmallow test, right? So I mean, I'm sure most of us know what is this marshmallow test. Kids were called into a room, and kids were shown marshmallows, and they were told, here is one. If you don't touch it for 10 minutes, after 10 minutes we will give you one more. Now this is a test which many of us are familiar with. Now the question is, what do you do for those 10 minutes where you are supposed to take your mind off that marshmallow, right? You go and do something else. Maybe you do, some kid did jumping jacks, so some kid did something else. That is the way you take your mind off. So very important thing which I learnt is, the second one apart from luck is to take your mind off your investing activities. Don't think of investing as a full-time activity. It is not. You don't have to log in at 9 a.m. and shut off at 3:30 p.m. Saying, oh, if I don't watch the market will not know what to do. Just doesn't matter. Give it up. You want to watch it from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock, that's fine. You want to watch it from 2:30 to 3:30, that's fine. You want to just remove it from your phone, etc. Whenever you get time on your laptop, keep it in a corner and see what's happening, but do other activities. If nothing, you do go and tweet. If you go and exercise, do anything, but you don't, investing is not a full-time activity and it does not require your time full-time at all, right? Another thing which you realize is, when you make losses and how do you act, that is a big thing to learn, because in your long journey you will definitely make some mistakes. How do you handle that? How do you handle that losing? That's very important, because it's easy to say concentrate on the long term, short term doesn't matter, but it is in the short term that you will lose money, you will make mistakes, you will learn. So journalizing that, getting your priorities right, keep your journal, write down what happened, what went wrong, what went right, what did you learn from it, right? Journaling is important. Journaling allows you time to introspect on what you did. So that way journaling is useful. Then you realize that, oh, to make money I need to be concentrating on good companies for long periods of time. If you bought Bharti Airtel at 200 or 230 and you're watching it at 900 today, it does not mean anything. It just means the company is doing well, it is growing. You don't have to look for the next Bharti. Continue with the existing Bharti. I mean, you could have bought it at 30 rupees the IPO. I missed it at 30, and at 80 my broker said, I told my broker, oh, I missed it at 30. He said, don't then tell me at 300 that you missed it at 80. So I bought it at 80 and then I sold, then I bought more, right? I had only 200 shares to start with. There's no logic at all. Then I added more, so now I have more. So, these kind of things you learn on the way, but yes, it is about losing, it is about errors of commission and omission. Oh my God, I should have bought it, I missed it. So now you can still buy it if it's a good company. Like you did not buy Bharti at 30, you did not buy Bharti at 80, that's fine. It may still be a good buy at 800, right? So understanding that you can make mistakes and you will learn from mistakes, and the art of losing, understanding how you lost and things like that. Or you read The Art of War and you realize that, okay, these are the priorities and this is how it should change. How do I master the art of not making losses? That is all. I don't want to call it losing, because what you are earning there is the art of making money in the longer run. So understanding that is very important. All of us will get worried at some times that, oh, I trusted this person, he said something. I mean, this has happened to me, a person who's very intelligent or who talks very intelligently but does not have much money to show. He kept on talking to me about some groups, and I realized that he was completely conned by them because he had some business interests with them. He did not even understand that they were wrong, and luckily for me, because I hear other sounds in the market, other noises, other words, I could stop my losses at a much smaller amount. But he sounded very smart, and I found out much later on that he himself got cheated by them, right? They were not, they were using him rather than, he thought he was getting some experience and he was going to make money. They cheated him of money and they put him in all kinds of trouble. So when you make mistakes, how emotionally you deal with it, that is very important. And prioritizing your profits, prioritizing your losses, understanding what is happening, it's not easy. Even if you attend some board meetings, you realize that you just don't know what to tell the promoter about what he should do and what he should not do, because some things which he does is completely irrational, make money for the company, and something which are very rational, you read it in your Harvard Business Review and things like that, you do all that and there you lose money. It's very difficult to say what is right, what is wrong, but to manage all this conflict while in the process of making money is very, very important. I also realized that this is very long back, you're talking of 1980s, when you went to the share market, it was a big place, everybody was there, and they would, when you walked in, they would say kya bhav. When you said kya bhav, it meant what is the price of the share, the leading share. So sometimes it used to be Century, sometimes it used to be Tata Steel, sometimes then Reliance took over, and Reliance still seems to be having a hold over even other companies like TCS or some of them. And you were only told the price as 12-13. So they assumed that you know it is 812, 813. They never told you 812, 813. So you know, okay, 12-13 bhav chal raha hai. That is how people, that is the language. Now you go determined to do something and you end up doing completely different to what you thought you would do. You went to buy Reliance and you went there and you thought, oh, Reliance today is not worth buying. So you went and bought something else completely. It was not there in your head at 11 o'clock when you reached there. The timing in the market used to be 11 to 3, right? Of course, then it became 9 to 3, but the market, physical market opening by the time had shut when it was 9. You did things which was completely different because the crowd was doing something else. So making sure that you don't do that. Today it is very difficult for newer investors who join all these WhatsApp group, Telegram group, where they tell you what is to be done. So everybody in India today thinks, or to make money, all you have to do is buy HDFC Bank, buy Pidilite, buy Asian Paints, I can't name too many of them, and then your life is made. You don't have to do anything and you will get 24% CAGR for the rest of your life. Believe me guys, those days are gone. I'm not even saying these shares are bad. I'm not even saying that they should be in your portfolio or no. They may be there in my portfolio. I don't anyway go short. So I have not gone short of any of them. Some of them have ridden for 20 years, some maybe even longer, right? So I'm not saying right or wrong, but I'm saying life is not so simple. Don't get carried away by the crowds. You could be hurt very badly. Thank you.